decided to do a book, we were trying to figure out, like, is this going to be a kitchen basics book? Is it going to be for like the hapless amateur cook? Like, we didn't really know what direction to go. And so my editor, the brilliant Brooks Martin, she suggested that I treat it as an autobiography and kind of sort of like look back at my life through food. So I kind of weirdly grew ashamed of my heritage and my name and sort of my cultural identity. And then it wasn't until I moved back to Montreal, I believe I reference it in the book, there's this restaurant called Stash Cafe, which has been around in Montreal for decades. My father worked at this restaurant as a waiter, my sisters, all of my cousins. It's run by a family member, or was actually. And it's when I started working there and just sort of hanging out with the grandmas in the kitchen, making the pierogies, where I kind of fell in love with, the cuisine of where I'm from.
They got this fantastic button they made for me.
For you?
Welcome to my happy place.
Baby. How's it going?
Happy place.
Your happy place too, actually.
In terms of being gay enough, using that in loose air quotes, I'm still trying to define what that means for me, and I think it's a tricky one, because the show was called Queer Eye. I remember when friends were asking me about what project I was auditioning for. We weren't supposed to say what we were auditioning for, but I would always whisper like Queer Eye, like I was still uncomfortable with the word. It's become very much desensitized, as a result of being on it, and as a result of actually my castmates sort of like lifting me up and helping me be more comfortable with myself. My sexuality was always something that was very private. I think I did certainly have a bit of shame in being fluid when I was growing up, because I didn't know too many people, especially in pop culture, or have mentors who I could relate to, where I identified to, where I think the luxury of being heterosexual is that you have a lot of those people in media and who are out there and visible. And so I kind of felt like a little bit of an outsider. So I felt like I wasn't enough of those things as well.